What's up? Welcome back to another video. And today I'd like to talk about how a lot of people don't know history. And unfortunately, the way the world is right now, people are so divided in what history is and what happened in history. There's a lot of different things that happened in history, whether it be wars, whether it be politics, whether it be financial situations, whether it be the way the government is. I mean, history is history. And then we have modern day, what's going on now in the world. But I was commenting on something the other day, on something I saw, and because somebody was misinformed about history, and so I commented on it, correcting him, and I got slammed for it. I basically said, I don't know what I'm talking about. It was between, who founded the KKK. And basically, I said it was the Democrats that founded it. And I got slammed for it. Basically, people were saying, I don't know what I'm talking about. And I say, literally, you can go research it. You can go Google it. Any history book you can find out there will have it in there. And so I had a couple people come to my defense, but a lot of people were very divided on that. And then I had some dude say, oh, you act like it hasn't changed in the last 200 years, that politics haven't shifted. I'm like, I'm not saying that things haven't changed over 200 years, but as far as race is concerned, it hasn't changed for damn sure. There's still racist people out there. There's the Democrats still play the race card. It doesn't matter what you say. History's history. This fool was basically saying, oh, that was 200 years ago, and to completely just, not even worry about it, to disregard it. And the old saying goes, if you don't know your history, it's doomed to repeat itself. And unfortunately, history is repeating itself because of fools like that guy that don't know their history and are claiming that, things have changed sporadically as far as, the parties are concerned. It's been a two-party system for the longest time. We're supposed to be a republic, but we've been a divided two-party system for the longest time, since going back way even before the Civil War. And so nothing has changed between that. We've been divided for so long. But I told him, because of the Republican Party, there's no slaves now. And he didn't know what to say anymore. He was dumbfounded. And it's crazy how much people just don't take the time to research, don't take the time to really look anything up. Anything they hear on TV, they just want to listen to that, listen to the TV, whatever the media says. That's not true. Half of the people on the media now, they probably don't even know any history whatsoever. None. So to me, it's insane how misinformed people are to this day, and especially now with all the technology we have out now and everything, all the resources we have available to us, and people don't want to take the time to research anything for themselves. It's sad. It really is. I'm really not surprised. But anybody out there right now that, really, ignorance is bliss. If you're ignorant, that's not an excuse not to know. I mean, everybody's ignorant to some degree in something, but that's why you need to research, you need to study your history, and whatever it is, whatever you're ignorant to, it could be the healthcare system, it could be anything like that. Research, find out for yourself, what's right and wrong between whatever it is that you want to know, because a lot of the times people just hear one thing and come to a conclusion, and unfortunately that's not the case. There's multiple resources out there for you that is going to give you different answers, but you need to find out what's really a fact and what's really not. And there's a lot of facts out there through research. You have to find out what's legit and what's not legit. And unfortunately, a lot of it's clickbait now too. There's a lot of clickbait stuff. And these fact checkers, they're fake. They're not legit. They're not a legitimate source. I can tell you that right now. You can post something that isn't. You notice these fact checkers are all people that are against what they're saying. Anybody that's against, what their agenda is, the fact checkers come and fact check them. Those aren't legit. Those fact checkers are just fake. And who knows? Those fact checkers are probably told a lie to fact check you. Nobody knows. But you need to go out and you need to not rely on that. You need to rely on something that is real, something that actually has scientific proof behind it. And you see what's going on right now with everything in the healthcare system. How they want to basically have you rely on every little thing. I mean, think about everything that is prescribed to people. Let's take medicine for example. When you get a medicine, do you research the side effects to it? Do you research what contradicts it? Do you research the indications of it? Because the healthcare system is to say, oh yeah, this is extremely rare. The side effects are extremely rare. Are they? Are they really rare? Why don't you go and research it and find out for yourself? Why don't you get a second opinion? Why don't you get another doctor's opinion? Why don't you get another doctor's opinion? Because from the past, I've seen that happen before. I've gotten a second opinion about stuff and come to find out that both doctors were had a different view on it. One said this about it, another one said no. So it is important to get multiple answers for something, not just one. So medicine's an example. I'm just giving you an example of, things that you can research and stuff like that you're going to get different answers for. But that's what I'm saying. You cannot rely on any government or any organization to you can't trust them 100%. Because at the end of the day, it's about money. Everybody wants to make money. So they will have a lie, or they will come up with something or sugarcoat something in order to make a profit out of you. So it's up to you to find out what's bullshit and what's real. Because if you don't find out for yourself, you're going to find out the hard way in some situations. So it's very important to really be knowledgeable with everything that you want to have in life. You want to have the knowledge. You want to have the history behind it. You want to know the history behind it. And unfortunately, until people wake up and start figuring out, history and why it was that way, things are going to be chaotic. Because we're still going to be divided. Everybody's still going to be divided about it. And if you know your history, it's not going to be doomed to repeat itself. But it is repeating itself. Everything. This control, this dictatorship that we're starting to have, all that's through history. All that happened at one time. And it's happening again because people don't understand that. People don't research that. So my challenge to everybody out there, and even me, I'm researching all the time. If there's something that I see that I'm interested in, I'm researching it. I want to see, is this legit? Is it not legit? And so my challenge to everybody out there is, if you really have something that you're passionate about, or knowledge, or you want to acquire knowledge, I would suggest researching it and finding out a little more about it. I know it sounds silly, but you'll be surprised. I've looked at, there's jobs that I've seen in the past, and I thought it was interesting. Come to find out, it wasn't even legit. What's another thing that people tend to do? There's people tend to look at reviews on things, right? You buy some, you're interested in buying something, you're interested, in this, you're interested in that. What's the first thing you do? You go to the reviews. You want to see what the reviews are. You want to see whether, this is good or whether this is bad. So why don't people do that with history? Why don't people see something and then, go and research it? It's the same thing, just a different concept. But I would just say to always have an open mindset. Never have the mindset that you know everything and that you're Mr. Nobody can tell me anything. I know everything, because that's not true. Nobody knows everything. Every day we learn something new. Anybody that says they know everything, they're lying. But we don't know everything. Nobody does. And like I said, everybody's ignorant to some degree. But you don't have to be that way. You can learn, or you cannot learn and just not know anything. And that's another thing too, is if you don't know something, don't comment on it. Don't try to give somebody advice on it. That's stupid. How are you going to give somebody advice on something you know nothing about? That's insane. That's like going to a gym and hiring a personal trainer to come to find out that personal trainer is overweight. Why would you want a personal trainer that's overweight when you're trying to get in shape? That's not the person that's going to be able to help you. That's not the person that you want to get advice from, how to work out, how to get nutrition from. Nobody. So it's the same thing. You want a product, you want to be somebody that's going to represent a product in whatever it is. But I'll see y'all on the next video.